This is the Vivo X200 Pro, my current favorite flagship camera phone, and this is the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, whose camera specs are insane. In all of my camera comparisons this year, the Vivo X200 Pro has won even against a couple of great camera smartphones like the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Galaxy S25 Ultra. So in this video, I'm going to be comparing this against this to find out which is the best camera phone in 2025. Let's go. Both of these phones feature great camera hardware. There are 50 megapixel wide and ultra wide lenses, and we have 200 megapixel telephoto periscope cameras on both. Additionally, Xiaomi also has an extra 3x telephoto lens, which by the way is surprisingly good at one particular thing, so stick around till the end to find out. Okay, so let's start with the most exciting aspect, the portraits. To have a 200 megapixel sensor for portraits is such a great idea because that means you can zoom in how much you want and not worry about losing details at all. So naturally, detail-wise, both phones do great. But before getting into the nitty-gritty, I want to talk about Xiaomi's portraits a little bit. If I was judging Xiaomi's portraits standalone, not comparing, I would rate it a solid 9 out of 10. I have gotten such great portraits from it. It actually mimics a mirrorless camera, like it softens the edges, does not over sharpen. It's almost like a portrait you would get from a professional Leica camera. Almost. Just look at these photos we shot during Holi. They look fantastic in every way possible. They have great subject focus and the skin tone is so pleasing. Also, black and white portraits is something no other phone does better than Xiaomi. Not iPhones, not Samsung, not Vivo, no one. Xiaomi's black and white camera filter just manages natural shadows, highlights, and the different shades of black and white so damn well. As I said, there's no competition. But when we compare normal portraits from both of these phones, Vivo's striking sharp portraits just take all the attention. Not just in single-person shots, but also in group photos. It's just able to manage great focus and details in pictures with more people in it, which is great for group photos. Plus, what Vivo does so well is managing highlights. Xiaomi's photos aren't bad either, but the 15 Ultra does struggle a bit in managing highlights, like almost 70% of the time. And I've also found the color consistency with Vivo to be better. Like, it's predictable, you will get a brightened skin tone and a little bit of artifact sharpening. With Xiaomi, it's a little haywire. The output has balanced color tones sometimes, but sometimes the white balance is massively messed up. And the main thing is Vivo's ability to maintain good sharpness even when shooting moving subjects. Like, you could shoot a picture of a playing baby and it will still be nice and sharp, while with Xiaomi, even the slightest of shakes will result in blurry images. So as I said in the beginning, Xiaomi's portraits are good, a solid 9 out of 10, but Vivo's portraits are just more versatile in every way possible. Vivo uses the same 200 megapixel periscope lens to shoot macro photos, and let me tell you, macros from Vivo have won against Samsung and Apple big time. But Xiaomi uses its 3x telephoto lens for macros, which has impressed me even more. Because unlike the periscope lens, the telephoto lens of the Xiaomi has wider focus area, so the entire subject is in focus, unlike Vivo that only focuses on a specific area. Also, I mainly like the punchy colors and sharp details from Xiaomi a bit better, so generally I prefer Xiaomi's macros more. At the same time, the plus on Vivo's side is the fact that you get more flexibility to get closer. You get an option to zoom in further to 7.4x or 10x if you so prefer. With Xiaomi, you don't get that option, it's only till 3x. So even though I completely favor Xiaomi for the quality of macro photos it produces, I will share a point here, Vivo's implementation is more intuitive. When it comes to zooming capabilities, both phones are actually really good. Just a year or two ago, I wouldn't have said any phone except Samsung has a great zoom camera, but these phones are right up there. Be it 10x or 30x or even 100x, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra and the Vivo X200 Pro both will give you amazing zoom shots. But if I have to choose one, for me it's Xiaomi because it just processes the aftermath of the shot better, especially the colors, and it's able to preserve the texture a bit better. Vivo tends to smoothen the output a lot to get rid of the noise. When it comes to the main camera, both phones actually do a great job. I mean, coming in 2025, I don't think there is any flagship phone with a weak primary camera. Here too, both of the phones have great sharpness in all of the images. The dynamic range is on point in all of the photos too. The only point of difference I found was that Xiaomi's highlight management in a lot of instances was weaker, while Vivo just nails the highlights in every single picture it clicks. I guess this is something Xiaomi will fix with further updates, considering the 15 Ultra just launched and Vivo has already gotten a fair share of updates. Although I have to tell you, Xiaomi's depth of field in close-ups is quite good. In any case, on today's date, this particular time, Vivo's main camera is more consistent in providing nicer, balanced pictures with consistent color tone during daytime and even at night. You can see how the Xiaomi 15 Ultra just cannot handle highlights and exposure in a well-lit scenario. Like if there are lights, highlights going to be messed up. I will credit Xiaomi's 1-inch sensor for bringing out brighter images though, but somehow Vivo just maintains better details, so when it comes to the main camera, Vivo's a bit more optimized. Although I have to say both phones need to work on their glare issue. What Xiaomi does better is in the ultra-wide photos though, mainly because of the wider field of view it has. I have said this in all of my camera comparisons involving the Vivo X200 Pro. Its ultra-wide photos are just not wide enough. Both phones have great color reproduction, but in challenging conditions, Xiaomi's ultra-wide photos are a bit brighter. Plus, there's the wider perspective as well. You get wider shots during night time from Xiaomi again. Highlight management is not the best from both the phones, but Xiaomi's images are brighter and the 15 Ultra also tends to pull out more artifacts in extremely low light scenarios. I'm guessing it's because Xiaomi has used a newer sensor this time, while Vivo copy-pasted the same ultra-wide camera from last year's X100 Pro. Anyway, for ultra-wide shots, it's Xiaomi for me. I find the selfies to be better from Xiaomi too. First of all, Xiaomi selfies are wider, so I don't need to stretch my hand all the way to get everything I want in frame. And number two, I just like the skin tone better on the 15 Ultra. Vivo has this somewhat pinkish skin tone and smoothening that kind of makes you look pretty, like a doll almost, and we all know that's not what I like. Ironically, I like the texture and acne on my skin to show better. Just kidding guys, I just mean that I like the details on Xiaomi's selfies, so I think Xiaomi has a nicer output. But let me know in the comments below if you prefer Vivo selfies better. I am seriously curious to know. Now jumping to the videos from the selfie camera, I would rate both phones the same. The field of view is quite similar, the stabilization is quite similar. The only difference is the color tone, but neither of them is bad to take a point away from, so it's a tie for me here. Okay, so what about rare camera videos then? Well, first of all, I am so happy to see Android brands do so well in the videography aspect. Even last year, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra won against the iPhone 16 Pro Max in a couple of videography aspects like the telephoto videos. And this year too, Xiaomi has done a great job again. Comparing the Xiaomi 15 Ultra's videos from its main camera to the Vivo X200 Pro, you can see how Xiaomi's videos have better stabilization, not by a huge margin, but the difference is visible. On top of that, you are also getting a wider perspective and better contrast than the Vivo X200 Pro. The only thing I would complain about with Xiaomi's videos is that if the subject is too close, the camera starts focus hunting, which is because it has a rather large 1-inch sensor. Other than that, the videos are quite good actually, be it daytime or at night. Even with the ultra-wide videos, you are getting better stabilization and contrast from Xiaomi compared to Vivo during daytime. At night, however, both phones have miserable output from the ultra-wide camera. Vivo's footages are grainy, while Xiaomi's output is quite muddy. These phones definitely need to upgrade their ultra-wide videography during the night. Zoom videos are quite good from both cameras, but just like the macro photos, there's something about Xiaomi zoom videos, the colors, the shadow depth of field, the sharpness. Its videos just catch the eye, you know. Sorry Vivo, you are good, but Xiaomi is just better. Honestly, I love how Xiaomi has nailed the videography aspect this time. They've done a very good job. Now let's talk about some of the extra camera features, and for all the smartphone videography enthusiasts out there, you do get the option to shoot up to 4K 60fps log videos from both the phones. There's 4K 120fps slow-mo option too, and honestly both phones perform quite similarly. And in 2025, there is hardly any phone that misses out on AI features, so here too both of these phones have AI eraser, voice enhancer and everything else too. The one area where Vivo does better is it gives you a 4K option for portrait videos, which Xiaomi only has a 1080p option for. But then again, we know that the Xiaomi 15 Ultra can literally transform into a DSLR of sorts with the extra accessories you get for it. So I guess it's fair to split a point to both phones here. Okay, so a quick look at the scoreboard and you can see that Xiaomi has actually won in a lot of aspects. But if you look at the points, you will see how there isn't that huge of a difference. Keeping the technicalities aside, I personally prefer the Vivo X200 Pro mostly for photos and portraits and the Xiaomi 15 Ultra for videos and black and white photos. I guess with further updates, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra will also do better in photography. Let me know if you guys would like me to revisit the Xiaomi 15 Ultra's cameras after a couple of updates too. And don't forget to tell me in the comments which phone's camera did you like better. Saying this, I'm Pratima and I will see you in my next video.